Hey there, Soul Shines. It's Michelle here, and I'm inviting you to wake up and live. Tried to go live, did not work. That's my daughter. So today I wanted to go live because it is 9:22 p.m. and I wanted just to go live so that I wouldn't have to upload it and things like that. It did not cooperate. Not fun. Let me tell you about what's going on for me. A long time ago, I talked about the Miracle I can talk. The Miracle Morning. And it's a book, Hal Elrod, I believe is his name. It's a book I read back when. And this last few days, I've been feeling very strongly I needed to do that again. But it's like 6 steps to make sure that you're getting done every day. They're all great steps. So let me really quickly tell you what the steps are. It's called Savers, and the first one, and you don't have to do them in order. That's kind of nice. My perfectionism self thinks, oh, gotta do them in order. You don't have to do them in order. The idea is just that the acronym helps you remember what to do. So the first S stands for silence, taking a moment of silence. In his book, he talked about you could do that as meditation. You could do, there's a lot of different types of meditations you could do. You could just practice your breathing. You could do like a guided meditation. There's a lot of things you can do. But he also talked about prayer. And so for me, right now in my life, as prayer has not been as formal prayer has not been as good as I would like it to be, I'm using my S to say my prayers. Hopefully with some listening in return, which I do to a degree, not as much as I should. But then I'm constantly having informal prayers throughout the day, so I don't feel too bad about that. The A stands for affirmations. I go if in and out of remembering to say my affirmations. I do better about listening to them, but I also have some that I want to say because I think there's much power in the voice. The V stands for visualizing. You can look at a vision board. You can just imagine and do the visualization. You can imagine like some future event. You can imagine your day, whatever you feel like you need to visualize. The E stands for exercise. Pretty plain and simple, but it doesn't have to be a lot, just whatever feels right for you. The R stands for reading inspirational books. For me right now, this is getting my scriptures in, and I feel like as long as I am gathering personal development information in other ways, then this is okay to not give myself that one other thing to try and put in my morning. I do have a bunch of books that I would like to read that are personal development. Right now, when I do my reading, I tend to do fictional books that I can just kind of escape for a while, and then I'm watching a lot of YouTube and listening to a lot of audio stuff. So I'm still getting personal development, but not in a book form as often. That may change. I don't know. And then the last one is scribing, which basically is some kind of form of journaling, whatever form works for you. Now, it is possible to do the savers in 6 minutes. You just, for the moment of silence, you do your silence for your meditation for a minute. You do your affirmations for a minute, like which, if you just have like a few, is so fast anyway. You do your visualization for a minute. You do some kind of an exercise for a minute. You do like read something quick, a little like have great thoughts. There's actually this one website talked about some things where there's something that it might even be provided by Hal Elrod. I'm not sure by his website, but it's basically something you can read. But there's like a paragraph at the top that is kind of like this little nugget of information that if you can only do a minute, then you can read that nugget and get some great inspiration just in that. So just finding something small to read if you only have a minute. And then writing, you can just answer some questions like, what do I want to experience today? And what am I grateful for? Questions like that. You can just pick 1 or 2 or 3 simple questions to ask. So that's if you only have a minute. In the ideal, follow the directions. It's like 10 minutes for each. In mine, I'm not really setting it up as a time. I'm going to get on my knees and I'm going to say my prayers. That's really important to me because I haven't been doing that. So this is perfect because it's bringing me into another step, which is one of the things I have in my manifesting recordings. That's pretty fun. So I'm going to get on my knees and I'm going to say my prayers. I'm going to, I love just moving my body however I want. So I set a timer for like 3 minutes, and I just move my body however it feels like. Reading my scriptures, before I go to bed tonight, I did this last night and I'll do this again. I'll decide if I'm going to read a whole chapter or a portion of a chapter when I'm going to read tomorrow. So I'll read that. And it will take me longer than the other steps in Savers. I don't time my prayers. I just put a few minutes to move my body. Maybe eventually that will get more. I don't know right now. That just feels right. At least I'm doing something. And I set my timer for, well, I just had a few affirmations that I read, so that won't take me very long. I set my timer for a couple of minutes to practice some visualization. And what else did I do this morning? So I did my silence, I did my affirmations, I did my visuals, exercising, reading, and then scribing. I have added a couple of other things to it just because I feel like it will be super helpful. One of them is ask myself what I'm going to clean today. I'm in the process, or my plan is to pick something small that I can do every day to clean, to either keep my home in order or get my home in order. I've gone through probably 90% of the stuff that's in my room, but I do have some other areas that could use some decluttering. And so I just ask myself, what am I going to clean today? I haven't actually got there yet, but it is happening before I go to bed. That one thing that I chose that I felt like was the thing I needed to do today. And then the other thing is this, like, what's the most important thing for today? Today it was actually my overdue state taxes. They are quite overdue, and if I didn't get them in, I was going to get in trouble, but I just kept putting them off, and I had that as my most important thing, and I did that. As soon as I got done with my Savers, I did my most important thing, and got that mailed today, so whew, that's taken care of. Yay, because I had like 5 days left to get it done. Okay, so, or else I would have got a fine, and that would not have been fun. So the thing that I found, and the reason why I wanted to share this with you again, or talk to you again about the Miracle Morning, well, one, I felt like I needed to do it. I've been feeling that prompt, you need to do the Miracle Morning, and I'm like, oh, that's so tiring. Well, I found 2 tips that can be helpful. Okay, first of all, make sure you go to bed the night before. Your Miracle Morning starts the night before. So making sure you go to bed at a good time is really super important. I also found out this morning, I kept waking up during the night, like, is it like time yet? Is it time yet? I kept looking at my alarm clock. And I was asking myself today, why did I do that? Why is it that when I have something that I want to get up for, I keep waking myself up in the night? And I realized I have a fear that I'm not going to get up, and I don't trust myself to wake up when I say it will. So I've been looking at those and addressing that and just kind of releasing that. I choose to release that fear, and I choose to trust myself to wake up with my alarm. So that's some important things. And that would be a great affirmation before bed, because saying an affirmation before you go to bed is pretty powerful. So I choose to let go of fear, and I choose to trust myself to wake up with my alarm. You set your alarm across the room, so you have to get up to turn it off. That's a trick. Um, the one guy, he said, and I thought this was pretty creative of him. He thought getting up earlier was pretty crazy. But he decided what he could do was get up a minute earlier. So the first night, he set his alarm for 1 minute earlier than he had been getting up. And then the next day, he set his alarm for 1 minute earlier than he had been getting up. After 30 days, he was getting up a half hour earlier, and after 60 days, he was getting up a whole hour earlier than he had been. Just by moving his clock back 1 minute, 1 minute, 1 minute. So now he was getting up like at 5 o'clock in the morning. He actually said that he did decide that after a little while at being 5 o'clock in the morning, he decided that he wanted to get up earlier. So now he does a 2-hour miracle morning and he wakes up at 4. And he did the same process, 1 minute back, 1 minute back. But it also went going to bed 1 minute earlier, 1 minute earlier, 1 minute earlier, so that he was getting all the sleep his body needs. And I think that's important to recognize. And he's like, and yeah, there's going to be nights you're not going to go to sleep early, but in general, this was the plan. So I'm going to kind of do a little bit of that. I don't think that I'm going to do a 1 minute earlier thing. But I was thinking I could probably do like 5 minutes earlier. But maybe I'll do the 1 minute earlier. I'll decide as soon as I get off of this. I obviously am doing a video on Sunday because I'm not making a video after this. Once this is uploaded, I'm going to bed. Because it's bedtime. So the title of this video and the pièce de résistance. Here we are, 12 minutes in, and I'm finally getting to it. My favorite tip. It's one of those when I read it, I went, whew. I kind of had the chills and the internal confirmation that was going to be powerful for me. And it's this guy who wanted to do the miracle morning. He said that it's a habit building thing. So he put steps. So he actually drew out steps and put savers on the thing just to remind him it's steps. But it goes like this. If you wake up, which we all wake up, right? You say, after I wake up, then I will, and you put the next thing. So mine actually, I'm going to go grab it really quick. And I'm not editing that because I don't have time to edit. I got caught on a book. One of those spiral bound books. Okay, so what I wrote last night. After I wake up at 6:30, I will brush my teeth and drink lemon water. Which I did. After I drink lemon water, I will move and dance for 3 minutes. Which I did. After I move, I will pray and sing praises, which I did on my knees. After I pray, I will read 1 chapter of scriptures, which I did. After I read, I will sing, that would be fun. I will say my power statement and time statement and money statement. I actually said a couple others, one of them being I am enough. So I'm getting a little. The thing that's most important to me right now is what I'm going to say. And my power statement is, I am the Empress of Peace, daughter of deity, heir to the throne of the Most High. I love saying that because it just kind of helps me to remember who I am. I am Empress of Peace, daughter of deity, heir to the throne of the Most High. And the time statement comes from The Big Leap. I don't remember who that's by, but if you have not read it, read it. It is an amazing book. The Big Leap, he says, something to the effect of, I have plenty of time to enjoy everything I am doing. And so that's my time one. I have plenty of time to enjoy this moment. I have plenty of time to enjoy everything I am doing. Things like that. And then I wanted to make a money statement, and I did some I am enough statements, because that is something I've needed. I am enough. I am enough. You are enough. Then after I say my affirmations, I will visualize for 2 minutes, which I did. After I visualize, I will scribe. And these are the questions I asked. What does God want me to do today? What do I want to feel today? What will I YouTube today? And what will I clean today? I will be doing gratitude, and another part of scribing would be to look back on it and say, did I do what I felt like God wanted me to do today? And yes, I did. And did I feel what I wanted to feel today? And yes, I did. After I scribe, I will do my sales taxes. Yes. And after I do my sales taxes, I will clean whatever I chose, or it will be after some other things that I was going to do. So I have not got to that point, but it's such a simple thing, and I will, after I get off of this, I will go do it. So the things that I wanted to feel today were enoughness and peace, and I got a lot of answers today, which I'm very grateful for. So my tip for you is, after I do this, I will. As a person who struggled with the perfectionism thing, the OCD kind of tendencies, I wanted to do the Miracle Morning perfectly, and so I wanted to do it in order, even though it's not necessary. And I was like, nope, gotta have 10 minutes here, 10 minutes here, 10 minutes here, 10 minutes here, have to have 6, 10 minutes, or they all have to be exactly the same. That's not true either. I also was like, I can't just count prayer, I have to do meditation, so I was adding myself another thing, and I was like, and I can't just read scriptures, I have to read this other book, and so I was adding another thing, and I was overwhelming myself. This time, I also was setting times, like I have to have this done by this time, and this done by this time, which doesn't work. There was something that I had to do in the middle of my stuff this morning, and I just told myself, it's okay, after I do this, I will do this. And I gave myself permission to add that in. So after I do this, I will do this. So this tomorrow morning, after I wake up at 6:25 or whatever time, maybe I'll choose 6:29, I don't know. After I wake up at this time, I will brush my teeth and drink a glass of lemon water, and then after I drink lemon water, I will. After I do that, I will. And that sounds amazing to me, and it sounds so beneficial, and I really wanted to share that with you guys. So, you can use this other times too. One of the things that I get caught up in is like everything has to be done now. If I'm telling myself, after I do this, I will do this, I give myself a step-by-step thing. I also give myself permission to move things around if needed to. I give myself permission to have short things and long things. On school days, it's going to look differently. I'll get up, but I'm not going to have time to do everything before the kids get up, at least not right now. Maybe I'll work to where I do. I don't know if I want to get up that early. So what I may do is, after I send kids to school, I'll do this, or after I do math with my daughter, then I'll do this, so that I'm like giving myself kind of steps. And that's what I wanted to share with you guys. Give yourself some steps. After I do this, I will do this. And if you haven't read The Miracle Morning, that is a book I suggest. I definitely suggest reading The Big Leap. Gay Hendricks, that's who that's by. So one's by Hal Elrod and the other's Gay Hendricks, and they're both amazing books and very beneficial. one of my concerns is, oh, that's what I had to do this morning. I was falling asleep. So I said, after I rest for 20 minutes, I will. And I gave myself permission to rest for a few minutes, and then I went back to what I was doing. So there you go. I hope you enjoy that. I cannot believe that it is already 9:42. I've been on here for over 20 minutes. Thank you guys so much for watching. Remember to let your light shine big, bright, light, and beautiful. And I'll see you guys next time.